Well, I am an admirer of Elisa's. Elisa has even worked for me, and the fact is that she is talented.
What's it called? Kermit and Friends?
Kermit and Friends.
Kermit. But if
Kermit,
you're saying
like
not
the
to
frog?
do,
Yeah,
wait.
I actually have watched a few hours of Kermit and Friends.
How many hours have you watched, Natalie?
Oh, no, probably indulged in 8 hours.
Holy.
My wife and I watched Benji's ex-girlfriends or whatever's going on. We watched this crazy podcast, and I have to say, this is one of the probably in the top 5 things I think about right now.
She has a podcast, but she gets to come on the radio. It is craziness upon craziness.
I'm a bitch, I'm a boss, I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass, I'm a bitch, I'm a boss, I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass, I'm a bitch, I'm a boss, I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass, I'm a bitch, I'm a boss, I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass, I'm a bitch, I'm a boss, I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass, I'm a bitch, I'm a boss, I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass, I'm a bitch, I'm a boss, I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass, I'm a bitch, I'm a boss, I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass, I'm a bitch, I'm a boss, I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass, I'm a bitch, I'm a boss, I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass, I'm a bitch, I'm a boss, I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass, I'm a bitch, I'm a boss, I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass, I'm a bitch, I'm a boss, I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass, I'm a bitch, I'm a boss, I'm a bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like glass.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Kermit and Friends. I'm Elisa. This is Fozzie, and Kermit is watching from heaven. What a week it has been. Oh my gosh. Holy moly. I feel like I worked really hard this week. I was out on the street doing things, meeting people. I think I met like 500 people this week, interviewing them and just like not bothering people. I don't, Fozzie, you got to get out of here. He's going buck wild right now. Yeah, so I wrote a whole list of places I'm going next week to interview people. It's pretty exciting. We really have been meeting like 100 people a day, myself and producer Elaine. We go out there and we really like just go up to every person that we see that seems friendly and seems nice, and we interview them. And it's super fun, and I recommend it for every Kermitarian. On December 8th, I will be going to a tailgating party, Rams game, and interviewing Rams fans. I will be going to a furry convention on Saturday. Do you guys know what a furry convention is? It's when people dress up as furries. Oh, thank you, Shay Peyote. I'm glowing today because I got new eyebrows. I got new eyebrows, guys. Okay. I'm going to a women's rights protest in Santa Monica. I'm going to a Latin festival downtown. I'm going to Monday Night Football at Sophie Stadium at 2 p.m. Monday. And today I'm meeting a random fan from chat at a hotel. Don't be scared. Surprise, boo. It's Halloween. Okay. Wheezy, what do you think?
I love it. I don't know about the random chatter at the hotel. That makes me a little nervous, but
yeah.
Everything else is
Not
awesome.
in the room. Yes, it is
Okay.
streaming live. I'm answering the question. So yeah, we are streaming all these things live. And don't worry, I will bring Mason a stun gun, but I'll be on. I'm not going to anybody's room, you guys. I'm not going to a hotel room.
Good,
I'm going to
good.
a bar or a rooftop. But it's been fun. Weezy, what have you been up to? I haven't seen much of you.
I have not. I've been working a lot, and I'm moving out of my house, so I've been packing a lot.
Oh, you're
And
moving?
yeah,
Great.
my landlord is selling this house, and so I've just been packing and getting ready to move. But I have been watching the streams that you're doing and the dancing and all of that. It's very fun. My favorite part was when you told the guy with the big piece of art that people are telling you to push it over, and the look on his face when you said that, he didn't know how to take it. I loved that.
Yeah, that was great. We went to this art fair in Beverly Hills. It's a very fancy art fair. And I swear me and Elaine made it a lot better. We really improved the art fair. I don't think we we didn't get kicked out. People like the songs. People can donate songs. So it's kind of like you have your own radio station and me and Elaine are the hosts. And then people are donating songs and we're dancing it everywhere, you guys. We're dancing everywhere. We have no shame whatsoever. And it's really a freeing experience. There's something very freeing about it. Oh, that was J Prime. Yeah, J Prime. There's some people that have been really supportive. J Prime is one of them. Johnny Robb, obviously Leaf King. There's people that have just really helped us out with ideas. Like this guy, Johnny Robb. He's the one that told me to go to this rally. There was a rally downtown for Nuri Martinez. Did you see that?
Yeah, that was scary. That guy was scary, and he was
Yeah.
calling you the N-word of all things to call you. I couldn't.
I know. Actually, that's the first time I think I've been called the N-word. But yeah, I didn't appreciate that, and it was weird because it was a rally for peace.
Yeah,
and for not to be racist. But this
right.
guy,
That was the whole point.
the whole point. Yeah. So
I couldn't believe him. I'm so glad you got away safely. Because he was literally chasing you.
Yeah, he was chasing me. I went to a police station. The police were unbelievably nice. But I'm not. The only downtown event that I have scheduled now is Latin Fest, and I'm hoping that'll be safe. But besides that, Furry Tales is in Long Beach.
Now you know what furries are, right?
You dress up as an animal.
Right, but there's a lot of sexual overtones there, undertones.
Yeah, but you're fully dressed in a fur costume.
Right, I know. I just don't know if you know much about furries. Just be careful.
No, I don't. I don't know much about fur. Well, how careful do you have to be?
That's probably best. That's probably best.
But how careful do you have to be dressed up as a cat or a dog?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I've never been to a furry convention, so I might be talking out of my ass.
How could you never have gone to a furry convention? I mean, come on, you're not even living.
That's funny.
Yeah, what would you dress up as if you were to go?
Oh man, I would probably be a cat. I mean,
A cat. Oh yeah, you love cats. Oh,
Yeah.
that's so sweet. That's so sweet. Yes, I'm going. I think that's Saturday. I really need a calendar because I'm getting confused. Today, I was going to go to this tailgating thing. But then Tony said I should go tomorrow for Monday Night Football. So today we're meeting that.
Idea.
Yeah, so today we're meeting that random fan. So you haven't been around because you were moving. You haven't been seeing what's happening.
I haven't been involved much in the Discord or anything like that, but I have been watching your streams.
You have?
That's my way of getting my Kermitarian and experiencing.
Oh my God!
I thought they're great.
Wait, Weezy, the chatter just canceled.
Oh no!
He said, "Oh, this is so horrible." Wait, he says, "I'm not a random chatter. I sent you a DM to have you on my channel for a chat. You replied, I'm not flaking, but I'm gonna have to cancel." Wow! Oh no!
Wow, he must be watching.
Yeah, he's watching. Sorry, Tony. I'm sorry for calling you a random chatter. We're gonna have to just interview some homeless guy or something today.
Well, at least
So
you
I'll
don't have to
cross
go to
him out.
anybody's hotel. I mean, it makes me feel better.
All right. I didn't mean to say it to, okay. I have to be very careful what I say these days. Everybody's listening and judging. I'm sorry. Yeah, Tony.
People can be very sensitive.
Yeah, he's too sensitive. It wouldn't have worked out anyway, honestly. If he's upset by that.
It's a good sign. Yeah.
But something that will work out is we have the writer of my favorite book here. Do you know anything about? Yeah, Marcy.
Yeah, I've checked out her Instagram. That's about the extent of it, but I'm very excited to see her story.
Yes. So Marcy had reached out to me and told me about this awesome book. I'm on page 126. I'm not done yet, but what I've read so far has been so phenomenal. This is the best book I've ever read. Oh, thank you, Primetime.
Wow.
Thank you so much. She's so sweet. People are supportive. Weezy, see, people are supporting the Kermitarian University. See how great that is? Isn't that nice?
That guy, Primetime, J Prime, he's awesome. I really like him.
Is.
He's a
so
great addition to our community.
He is. We have so many great new people. And I'm just so thrilled and, honored that they're watching. And after this show will be the wrap-up show with Wheezy that he hosts. It's his own show. He could do whatever he wants with it. And he's going to talk about Marcy. And we have another guest on today named David Essel, who is going to help us, and he's going to save our lives because we're not doing well, right? So let me tell you about Marcy. She's the author of The Good Stripper, the best book I've ever read. A soccer mom's memoir of lies, loss, and lap dances. She's also a recognized expert on body image and self-esteem, the founder of Fit versus Fiction body image workshops. By surviving a life of turmoil through tenacity and resilience, Marcy uses her experiences to help others and release themselves of the shame, the guilt, the insecurities that keep them from living their lives with the joy they deserve. Everybody, welcome to the show, Marcy Warhack.
Hello.
Hey, welcome to Kermit and Friends, Marcy.
So happy to be here. I'm very excited.
I'm so happy to have you. I've been reading your book and I love it. Let me tell you, this book is such an easy read and it just flies by. And it is, there's so many aspects to it. A lot of people that are asking me about it are really like heavily focused on like the stripping aspect of it. But for me, I was focusing on like the childhood trauma, which I think shaped your decisions in your life. Can you tell people a little bit about that part of it?
Sure. Yeah, I know the title is a bit deceiving. The stripping part it's significant, but it's a small part of a bigger story. It's actually part of years of a double life, which was when I was trying to be the best mom ever, while also I had no self-worth. And so I felt I wasn't lovable. So I was trying to find my self-worth through my body and through sex, and that was dangerous. But with my child, I had a great childhood at first. And then I turned 17 and life was just like sucker punching me over and over. Between my father left, my brother, who was my everything, he died while I was in the middle of an English exam. So I was not prepared and my whole life changed. I thought it should have been me instead of him. And then, so I went through the rest of my life thinking, oh my God, I'm not worthy. I'm not good enough. And I tried to keep proving it in different ways. And then I lost my mom and I lost a bunch of pregnancies and I almost died.
Pregnancies part, okay, so the pregnancies part, that was really like, that was a riveting part of the book. I felt like I was like right there with you. So Marcy lost, how many children did you lose?
No, so I was pregnant 5 times. So I lost.
Pregnant 5 times.
Yeah, so I had a miscarriage and another miscarriage. And then I was pregnant, almost lost that son while I was pregnant. My mom died and then I almost lost him, but I didn't. And then I got pregnant again, lost that baby when I was really sick. They couldn't save us both. They didn't think they could save either one of us. Lost him, and then I had another baby. So I've got 2, but I lost 3. And almost lost 4.
And why was that? Did they ever have a reason? Because I know you had health problems like with anorexia in the past.
Yeah,
was it due to that?
It was bad luck. The first 2 miscarriages were just bad luck. The third one was, I was pregnant, about 5.5 months pregnant, and I'd gotten like bronchitis and they put me on an antibiotic, which is fine. But I had a weird reaction to it and they couldn't figure out what was killing me. They just knew I was dying. And when they finally figured it out, it was too late. Like my organs started shutting down, kidney failure, respiratory failure. And they gave me a 25% chance of surviving.
Oh my gosh.
But I did.
Yeah, you did. And then after that, your husband, Nate, if I'm remembering this correctly, after that, like very soon after that, your husband, Nate, brought up that you should be like swingers.
Yeah. So he had brought it up earlier on and I just wasn't into it. And listen, I've always been a sexual person, so it wasn't that. I just was kind of into one-on-one. And I was also struggling with body insecurity and I really didn't feel like going out there with other people. And then he brought it up again about maybe a year and a half after I got out of the hospital, after my second son. So it wasn't even a year after giving birth. And he was like, hey, which one of my friends would you want to sleep with? And I'm like, none of your friends? And he's like, well, okay, but if you had to pick one, I'm like, why would I have to pick one of your friends to sleep with? I had no, and it just became a thing where he was just pushing and wanting to open the marriage. And again, you have to, at this time, my family was gone. I had 2 toddlers. All I had was him. And I felt like that everyone who loved me was gone. So I felt all I had was him. And he was sort of telling me, you're not very lovable, but people might want to have sex with you. And so I was like, fine. And it opened up sort of the floodgates. And that's when I felt like, all right, so I did. We just kind of opened. And then I went rogue and I kind of was like, you're going to try to control me. I'll show you. And then things got crazy.
So when a husband does that, so for husbands watching right now, would you tell those guys, never do that? Never do that. Just, right? It's so insulting.
Well, you know what it is? It's fine. Listen, I'm all for wanting to, if you want to open up your marriage, I talk to a lot of people about that. That's okay. And I think you should be able to go to your partner and say, look, I'm interested in this, and maybe we should talk about it. That's fine, because there are a lot of great marriages that are more open. I think, though, the timing of it wasn't okay. I think, I was dealing with a lot. Again, I lost tons emotionally, physically. When I got out of the hospital, I had to learn how to walk again and talk again and breathe again on my own. So it's a lot to deal with, plus my losses. And I think if your partner says, you know what, not now isn't the right, then you don't push it. Because again, I was somebody who had dealt with a lot of abandonment. So while you don't want your partner to be possessive, you also kind of want them to feel a little bit protected. And I think at that point in my life, I would have rather him wanted to hold me tighter and protect me.
Be empathetic. I mean, did he just not have that gene? Like no empathy gene?
I don't know. It was confusing. I mean, he was fantastic while I was in the hospital. I have to say, I was there for 2 months. He was fantastic. I think he wanted what he wanted and kind of told himself I'd be okay with it. And so that was it. You know what? We did go to a therapist once. He said, what were you thinking? How did you think Marcy would react? And he's like, well, I wasn't thinking. I think sometimes you can just put it kind of, guys are good at compartmentalizing, she's fine. So, but I wasn't fine. I wasn't.
But you didn't enjoy, like, after all that loss, all those hard times, like such pain physically, emotionally, and then he's pushing you to go to these like swinger clubs with couples. That must have been horrible for you.
Well, no, see, that's the weird thing, is that at that point, again, I felt like, okay, I guess this is me. Like, I guess this is what I'm good for. So again, I would go days without sleeping because I would be with my kids all day and put them to bed. And then when I was dancing, I would drive to the club, dance, come home 4 o'clock in the morning, change, go to the gym, come back, take a shower, get up with my kids. Like, I would go date. So I really wanted to be the best mother I could be. At the same time, I felt worthless. And so if I was getting some kind of validation from men, then I took it. So then I became like, okay, I guess I'm good at this. And so there's a part of me that felt a false sense of control over it. And I really had this split personality. I was, Marcy, mom by day, and then I was Cassidy, who was this sex toy. And so I got this, I knew it was wrong. I felt like a horrible person. At the same time, I felt almost like, well, he can't control my body. I'm going to control my body. And I thought that meant kind of sharing it, which was not a great thing.
Yeah. But do you think it made you a bad person? You said you felt like a bad person.
I
Why?
felt like it did. And looking back, no. That's why my book is dedicated to anyone who might be struggling to forgive themselves for the mistakes they made when they were just trying to survive. I realized that the things that I did, I was just doing my best to survive. I wouldn't do those things now because I respect myself and I know that I'm worth more. But
but he saw you as not being worth. Like, why? What was his problem that he was looking at his wife like that?
I'd love to ask him. I don't. I think again, it's kind of like, you're a kid. It's like you want what you want, and I'm just going to pretend everything is okay, and I'm sure she'll be fine. And that's how he kind of got through. But for me, it absolutely was damaging because I couldn't turn it off. Like I say, I was mom by day, dancer by night, or sex toy at night, but I couldn't shut it off. So that's why I started really confusing being sexual with being sexualized. And I did feel like a terrible person, but then to punish myself, I would keep doing the behavior. And it took me a while to kind of realize, no, I'm worth more than that. And I'm going to change.
And do you just wake up one day and decide that? Does another traumatic thing happen? What makes you turn?
Well, that's I think it's maybe chapter 17 or so. There was one chapter in there. I won't get into it too much, but it's where I woke up one day to 3 emails that kind of reminded me that I was hurting other people. As soon as I realized that I was hurting other people with my behavior, I was okay hurting myself because I thought I deserved it, but I realized that my actions were having an impact on other people, and that was too much for me. And so I knew I had to change, and it started the process. But because I never dealt with the shame, even though I got out of the life and I was doing better, but I still felt so much shame, and that had its negative impact on me. I still felt unworthy. I was still in a bad marriage. I still let myself be treated poorly until just a few years ago, when I was just like, you know what? Like, I thought maybe the world is better without me. Like, I really started thinking maybe it was my time to go. I would drive home from dropping my kids off at school, who were teenagers at the time, and every day I'd pass by an overpass and think, should I do it? Would it hurt? Would they miss me? You know, it was bad. And then I met somebody who at the grocery store who said something about me, about how I always have a light around me. And I was like, who is she talking about? No, I don't. I'm miserable. And I realized, you know what? Maybe there's something in me that's worth saving. Maybe I'm not done yet. And I decided that's it. This is not where my story ends. I'm going to make some changes. I deserve to be healthy and to be happy. And that's what I did.
So it was just that random woman. Isn't that funny
Yes.
how that happens sometime? You really think, I mean, I don't know if you're like religious or spiritual or whatever, but like you think somebody like that was just planted for you, almost like an angel to save your life.
Unbelievable. Just a complete stranger. I saw her a few years later and I told her how much she impacted me. It's an amazing little thing, but it made me think maybe I'm not seeing myself the way other people are. And maybe there's hope, you know, and I just jumped on that, and that was it. And then there was no turning back.
All right, guys, this is not made up. This is a true story. People think this is a made up story.
Oh my God. Here, I'll tell you something else. No, and I'll tell you something else. Not only is it not made up, but there were a couple of things I left out because I needed to protect some people. But yeah, no, listen, I have children. I would not make this up.
Yeah.
I you know, they did. I had to, nobody knew my story. And I'll tell you, the reason why I decided to tell it finally was because I had decades of shame that was keeping me from being who I want to be. I'd meet somebody and think, do I tell them about my past? How much do I tell them? What are they going to think? And then I was like, you know what? There's more years behind me than ahead of me. I'm not going to spend the rest of my life living with guilt and shame and I used to beat myself up for how I survived. Now I'm proud of myself because I survived. And now I'm proud of that. And I said, if people want to judge me, they can judge me, because the hard part was going through what I went through. If that didn't kill me, then being judged for how I survived it, that's not gonna.
And now it's really out there with this book, and you know, you're doing so many interviews. I was looking you up, and you really talk to everybody about this. Do you feel like that? Like you know, is there anything that goes against that, like with your kids, or what's the backlash? Any backlash?
There hasn't been. And maybe there has, and it hasn't come to me. But
really?
My kids have been fantastic about it, very supportive. And other people, what's happening is instead of people turning their backs on me, there are people coming to me saying, okay, I can't tell my story yet, but thank you for telling yours, because now I know I'm not alone. And that's the thing. The more we share.
So people can relate to you because you like, your story is just so crazy. There's so much loss. People can relate to that much loss.
Well, that's the thing, right? In the book, because I've been through so much craziness, there are themes that people can relate to. So they can relate to the loss. They can relate to body image stuff and self-esteem and relationships. There's different things. Our details are different, but the themes are the same. So yes, can somebody relate to all of it? No. But can they relate to some of it? Absolutely. And just seeing somebody go through something tough and survive it and come out dancing and happy, I think it makes people feel like, oh, you know what? I can do this. And again, that feeling of I'm not alone. Sharing about how great everything is all the time is great. But I think people relate to when things aren't great. And I won't.
That's true. On social media, people, myself included, put pictures of when things are really great and awesome and showing off. Like, I wish that was over. I wish we didn't do that. I wish we led with pain, because that's what people really want to hear about. And they need to relate to somebody.
Yeah. So when people say to me, oh, you've been through so much and you just kept going, I'm like, no, I didn't. I fell a bunch of times. Like, it was not, I didn't wake up and go, all right, that was tough. I'm going to keep. No, I mean, and that's what people relate to, is you can go through tough stuff, and it can get messy and it can get dirty, and don't blame yourself for that. We're all put in difficult situations. Just the fact that we keep going, that's what we should be proud of, and not judge other people on how they survive. Just cheer them on for the fact that they're still going. Life is hard, however you can get through it.
Life is hard. Life is hard. That's an honest truth. So you're not like swinging anymore. You're not in that world. You completely escaped that world.
Mm-hmm. And listen, I don't knock it.
Because I saw you talking about nudists the other day, and I was or something on your Twitter. Are you a nudist?
No, but because of my podcast, I had on nudists.
Oh, okay. And that's fine, right? If you want to be a nudist or a furry or whatever. Yeah.
Whatever you want. If you want to swing, if you want to open your mouth, if it's consensual.
Yeah, if it's consensual.
And you're not hurting anyone, oh my God, do it. Whatever your kink is, whatever, do it. As long as you're not hurting anyone.
Yeah. But did you know at the time that it was hurting you? Because maybe there's nudists going around and they don't know that it's actually hurting them being a nudist.
Well, no, because nudist is different, because there's no sexual. People confuse because there's nudity. People think it's sexual and it's not. That's a whole other thing. But if we look at non-traditional relationships and non-monogamy and things like that, I think, everything comes down to how it makes you feel. If you're doing it because it makes you feel better, great. If you're doing it to punish yourself, that's the thing. And I was doing this to punish myself. Yeah. That's never.
And how did you figure that out? Because, I mean, that's a hard thing to figure out, because you were probably so confused. Oh, why am I doing this? Am I doing it because it's fun? Am I just a sexual person? Or is this because of, I know your brother, passed, and your mom? It can be confusing. How do you figure it out? How do you end up figuring it out?
It's tough. I mean, like I said at the beginning, the first time I did leave it wasn't because of me. It was because I felt that my actions were hurting other people, and that I couldn't handle. So I was still okay with hurting myself. I still thought I deserved it. Whatever happened to me, that's okay. I'm a bad person. But the fact, oh my God, the thought of hurting somebody else, that I couldn't handle. And then later on, you know what it is? I was lucky enough to have, at the beginning of my life, my mom and my brother, right? My father was gone early. So I was 17 when I lost my brother, 28 when I lost my mom. But when I had them, they were so phenomenal. I think that they planted something in me that said, you deserve to be here. And I think that something about that made me not give up completely. There were times I thought about it. There were times I really wanted to, but something just said, don't. And I had these 2 children who needed me. And it just wasn't my time. It just wasn't my time.
Yeah. So, okay. So people want to talk to you. Angus, all right. If you want to call in, you can. I'm going to put up the phone number here. Your story is incredible. Everybody should read this book. Honestly, I loved it. I really, I'm still reading it, but it is so good. Let's bring on somebody that I think can relate to you a lot. This is Sharman Smith. Sharman, you're on with Marcy.
Hi, Marcy. Great.
Hi.
Story. Thank you for sharing. I think, first of all, I agree. As long as you're adults, you're not hurting anybody. It's consensual. Coercion isn't consent, which kind of tends to be a problem, right? But I think as long as you're not hurting anybody, go have fun. If you guys can work it out amongst you, knock yourselves out. I'm more of a selfish person, so I don't really share, and I accept that about myself. What's mine is mine. But it's a real issue, because there's a lot of people who are in open and swinging relationships, and there is a relationship dynamic to it. It does cause problems. And if we don't talk about it, how do we fix it? So thank you for sharing.
Oh, thank you. No, thank you for listening. Go ahead. Yeah.
If there was anything that you could do differently, what advice do you give women who are in the thick of it? Because it is complicated.
Yeah. Honestly, I think I've been asked before, why did I stay so long? And I think it was because I felt a lot of people are in relationships where they feel like it's not that bad, right? I'm not being physically abused. It's not that bad. And we tell ourselves that it's okay to stay in situations because they're not that bad. And the truth is, it doesn't have to be that bad for you to deserve better. So it's to understand, and you don't have to validate it to anyone. Nobody else has to understand. If it's not right for you, you have every right to say, I deserve better.
Yeah. But women, they feel like they got to please the guy, right? Why does it? Because do we have such low self-esteem that we need acceptance? Is that what it always is?
somebody said to me recently that women are raised to be human givers.
Hey, hold. Have you ever heard of hold before? You're on hold. Be on hold. Sorry.
No, women are raised to be human givers and not human beings. And I think a lot of times we're in situations where we feel like we have to fix our partner. We have to help we have to put ourselves last, especially if you're a mom, if you're like a mom and a wife, and you feel like you're the last on the list. We need to change that.
Yeah. The women should not be the last on the list. They should be the first on the list. Oh, thank you, Zero Dark Tony. Zero Dark Tony, I'm really sorry for what I said. I'm still willing to meet you. I'm sorry. Women, we feel like we need to be the last, right? And everybody else comes first. And then we're always second guessing ourselves. Am I wrong? Oh, maybe he's right. Oh, all this. And it's very frustrating. And we need to build our confidence. Maybe that's number one. Maybe in front of everything else, building our confidence, making sure we're strong when faced with adversity, which is typically with men, unfortunately. When faced with that, you can be strong and have some backbone, because we're just going in to stupid orgies and swinging to please some idiot who's probably not even that cute, right? I got to get this caller because he's really, really annoying. Yes, sir. Yes. You're from the Netherlands. Kermit and Friends. Hello?
Hello?
Yes? You're on with Marcy and Elisa.
Am I on the show?
What? Yeah, you're on the show. What's up? What's your question?
I just wanted to call in to ask if Marcy was the first actress to ever star in an interracial porno.
Oh, God. That's why you on hold. I'm not taking any more callers now. He ruined it for everybody. Now I'm not taking any more callers. Okay. So sorry, guy from the Netherlands that called in because of that. Sorry, Marcy. What a ridiculous person. All right. Let's bring on a nice person. Here's Wheezy, my co-host. He won't let me go.
Well, I love your story. I'm wondering how therapeutic it was for you to write it all down for people to share.
So it was interesting because I just felt like I needed to do it. I know I couldn't get to the end of my life and have these secrets. I needed to do it. Part of writing, I wrote it pretty quickly. And it's interesting when you're writing about, it took me about 7 months. All I did was write. And I would write through the night sometimes because I didn't want to stay in a particular time more than one day. So I would literally write through the night. But when you're writing about decades worth of trauma in a few months, your body feels it. So I was in physical pain a lot of the time when I was writing it.
Writing the book?
Yeah.
And you think it's because of what you were writing about?
Yeah, your body, because I took 2 weeks off to visit a friend and I had no pain. I'm like, that's interesting. But I will tell you that I say that anybody who has anything that they're dealing with, write it down. Even if nobody sees it, write it down, because when you write something down and you get it out of your head and out of your heart, there were so many things that I was still beating myself up about. And I would write it and go, wait a second. Now I understand why I felt that way. And now I understand why. It brought clarity to me, and that's a freedom. So it was the best thing that I ever did. And that's why I started my podcast, How to Ruin Your Own Reputation, because I had to risk ruining my reputation by getting my story out. And it was the best thing I ever did. No regrets.
Okay. So no regrets whatsoever. Nobody's treating you differently in a bad way. No?
Not that I know of. I'm sure there's some people who are mad at me. I'm sure there are some people, but the thing is this, if somebody liked me before, and before they knew everything about me, and now they don't like me anymore, then they never liked me, because my past is part of who I am. That's part of who I am. I'm not going to.
It made you who you are. That's all your experiences.
Well, it's part of who I am, and I'm not ashamed of it, and no one's going to shame me for it. And if somebody has an issue with that, that's okay. I don't live my life for somebody else. No. I would rather my life make you uncomfortable than make me uncomfortable. And I'm certainly not going to keep secrets so that my life is more digestible for you. That's not why I'm here.
And what's your daily life like now? How has it changed? I know, you were married to Nate. You're not married to him anymore, are you? No.
No.
Thank God. Okay.
No. Yeah. No, and I don't think I'm the marrying type. I don't think I'm
you're not? You want to stay single?
I'm just not. Well, certainly not marriage. I'm just not I don't know. But
really?
But listen, it's taken me this long to sort of get to know me again, and do that. And I write. I'm a body image expert for a women's magazine. And so I work on that, and I've got my podcast, and it's just me, just getting to know me. It really took me this long. I mean, I was in my 40s when I got divorced, and I had no idea who I was. So And I'm changing all the time. I mean, every 6 months I'm discovering something new, and that's exciting. So
yeah, no, I totally get it. I'm kind of finding myself too. I don't know if I'm the marrying type. I mean, it's weird. Like I get in these relationships and they all end, and I don't like know who would be right for me. I can't tell. Do you feel like that?
You don't have to.
Yeah.
You don't have to. You don't have to. You'll meet somebody and then they'll be right for you. Who cares? Yeah.
Okay, so if people want to reach out to you or watch your or listen to your podcast, where's your podcast?
Everywhere.
Everywhere? Okay.
Yeah,
so
YouTube, Spotify, everywhere that you can listen to a podcast, it's there. How to Ruin Your Own Reputation.
How to Ruin Your Own Reputation, and your book is also everywhere. This great book.
Yeah, Amazon. It's also, I do the audio for the audiobook. So if you want me to tell you my story, it's on
that
Audible.
would be great. Okay, so it's an Audible as well. Let's take one more question. Ryan Lever, welcome back to the show. You're on with Marcy.
Hey, how's
Ryan.
it going?
Good, good. Do you have a question for Marcy Lever?
Yeah, basically so you just would like bring other guys into the relationship, or?
No, first we did, the first thing he did was ask me to be with one of his friends. I don't advise that. Then we did swinging. So we would go to a club and then kind of with other couples kind of thing. And then it was to be very honest, because I'm super honest. It was me kind of doing my own thing. And I felt like he was trying to control me. And I was like, you're going to try to control me? And so unfortunately, if a guy showed me attention, I was theirs temporarily. So.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I do not like that. Okay, we have something else coming in. Just one more thing. Let me see if I could play this.
I'm a bitch and a boss, I'm a shine like glass, I'm a bitch. I'm a boss. I'm a bitch and a boss, I'm a shine like glass, I'm a bitch. I'm a boss.
Replaying Dono 1.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. Okay, so he was saying, let me read what he was saying. He was asking, when the lights and cameras go off, do you really feel like you have overcome your adversity? So I think what he's meaning to say is like when you're like not on a podcast, when you're not writing, like when you go to sleep at night, do you feel like it's really over all those hardships that you had?
Here's the thing, and again, I'm very honest with that.
Thanks, Gio.
Do I think this is a great question?
Yeah.
I still deal with the losses that I had. I still deal with the betrayal that I went. So I feel it. So no, it's tough. However, I am okay with me for the first time in my life, and that is everything. And that's why I was able to write the book, because I had to wait until I knew that even if I was judged, I'd be okay with it because I stopped judging myself. So is life easy? No, especially because look, it could have been easier if I stayed married, probably in some ways, more security. I always take the harder route, but I'm true to myself. So yes, I am life isn't easy. I don't think my life will ever really be easy, but I'm okay with me. And that is huge because I didn't ever think that I would be okay with me again.
What an accomplishment, right, guys? That's like the best accomplishment you can have, to finally be okay with yourself. Let's all get there. Thank you so much, Marcy, for being on the show. Did you enjoy it at all?
Yes, I loved it. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
I'm so glad you like the book. And if anyone does read it, please message me. I'm all over social media and let me know what you think.
Okay, perfect. Everybody message Marcy. Oh, the stupid guy's calling again. What? Yes, you're on the air. What?
Hi, I was just wondering, prostitution is the oldest profession in the world. So I was wondering if Marcy invented it.
Okay, Marcy, we just promoted her book. We're being very nice to Marcy. I love her book. She's a very respectable person. She's not a prostitute. And what the hell? Can't you just have one normal call? Why can't you just, you know who you need? Our next guest, David Essel. He's coming on. He's going to help you. You need a lot of help. I mean, what is up with these weird calls today?
Okay.
How do you even know about my show? I mean, I'm just curious how you heard about me.
Onision told me.
Onision?
Yeah.
You're friends with Onision?
I'm a friend of his.
Really?
Yeah.
You're friends with Onision. How do you know Onision?
I met him through his husband, Guy.
His husband? All right, whatever. You're just confusing me too much. I'm just too confused right now by you. So I really have to get to my next guest. But I mean, if you're a friend of Onision, you're a friend of mine, obviously. So, but you need help. You need help, and everybody here does. So I'm just gonna hang up, and we're gonna go on to. Okay, it's nice meeting you. It's nice to meet people from like far off lands, right, Carl? Carl. So next, I think this guy's gonna.
Hey, how are you, Lisa? How's everybody in the chat?
We're doing good. I'm just really excited because we have such great guests today. Like our next guest is going to help us with our life. Do you need any help with your life, Carl, or are things going swimmingly?
Do I need any help with my life? If that is the question, Lisa, you just popped my bubble. Because let me tell you something. I need help.
You need help?
I need so much, and I haven't got any yet. I haven't gotten any.
Nobody helps you at all? You don't have any help with your life?
No help. No, I'm just alone.
You don't have
no
any friends?
mother, no father, no sister, no girlfriend. Nobody is going to come rescue me at the end of the day, Elisa. Not even your sweet ass.
Wait, you don't have any friends?
No friends. No, all enemies. These friends with friends like these, they say, you don't need enemies. And that's exactly how I feel. I feel manipulated, I feel exploited, and I feel underappreciated. And that's number one. Number one is underappreciation. I'm actually driving right now to the harbor, and I don't know what I'll do there, but this is not a call for help.
Wait, are you going to
I just want to say that I love you.
Are you jumping into the harbor? Is this?
I don't want to talk about it. Maybe I might go fishing. Who knows?
Yeah, go.
It really depends on how I feel once I get there.
You should go home, I think, probably right now, right?
I'm not going home. I'm not going home, Elisa. Listen, you gotta just let me be. You have to just let me be.
All right. Well, maybe we have somebody that can help you, because up next.
Okay, let me hear what she has to say. Maybe
it's a guy this time. It's a guy. He's going to help you.
Oh, come on. I want to see a big pair of tits. Well, I don't want to see some fucking old faggot talk to me about how I can improve my life. I need real help. I need a woman, God damn it.
Well,
at least I need a woman like you.
Wait, you don't know any women? Don't you live in New York City, like where there's tons
The
of
women here have higher standards than you do, Elise. And I think that you just might be the one on my ticket right now.
You can't meet one girl walking around New York City.
They want a fucking Maserati, and I drive a fucking Prius. So what the fuck do you want me to do about that shit?
Prius isn't bad, actually. I'm surprised you drive a
It's
Prius.
a fucking shit car. Pussy ass faggots driving around. The second a woman sees that shit, she gets dry as a whistle. A whistle that hasn't been used in many years.
In New York City, I thought you didn't even need a car there. Why do you have where are you going?
Oh yeah, I can't walk.
You can't
saw
walk?
how I got tackled, right?
Oh,
I got tackled real bad.
Oh, by the cops, right?
We don't have to talk about that too much.
All right. So what I suggest, I mean, even before we bring this guy on, what I'm suggesting for you, Carl, is like, just
I've done all the drugs.
No drugs.
I've done all of them.
I don't think you should
What's up?
I don't think you should take drugs. I think you should just
Why not?
I think you should just.
What about Andy, Mr. Dick?
No. Forget about Andy.
Is he still with you, by the way, Alicia? Is he still with you?
No, he's not.
No.
But
How
Carl,
is he, though?
He's fine.
Yeah.
Carl, you know what I think you should do? I think you should just focus on making friends, good, positive friends in your life. Just one friend, just one person.
You're the only one I have.
That's fine. That's a good start.
I know you think I'm cute. I don't know whether Cappy is still in the picture. So we could. Is there some wiggle room in there, or at least okay? You know what? We don't have to talk about it. Let's just stop with the romance. Listen, my life is absolutely fine. I'm going to grab a coffee right now from Starbucks. I have so much money in my bank account. I can do whatever I want. I have so much freedom. I have a lot of women too. I'm not lonely as hell. I'm not a faggot. I have so much freedom. I have so much liberty. My life is fucking kick ass. Andrew Tate can suck my cock. That guy's a faggot. That guy is a closeted homosexual.
Who
I know that for a fact. Not that it matters. It doesn't make him any less masculine. It really doesn't.
Who are you talking about right now? I've lost track of who you're talking about. I'm sorry. Who are you talking about right now?
One more time. What did you say, sweetheart?
I just said I lost track of who you're talking about now. I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm just saying that I'm the best. I'm the best. And every e-celebrity out there can suck my cock. I don't really give a fuck about any e-celebrity out there. They can eat my shit. I'm the best, and I can dominate any asshole out there. And I'm fine. I'm 100% fine. I'm okay mentally. I'm doing great financially. I have a great circle of friends around me. We go have brunch every other weekend. I do not only drive a Prius, I also have a Ford F-150, the electric version. I have had sex recently. I have had sex with a woman. I did not pay for the sex either. Can you believe that? I'm doing real well. I think that this therapist might be able to help me, though.
But it sounds like you don't need any help. Everything's going great.
Some things, but not a lot.
All right, everything's going great for you. I don't think that. I believe the first half of the story, not the second half.
One more time.
Just stand by, Carl. Okay, just listen to what this guy has to say. I'm
listening. You know,
okay, you're all over the place, which is fine. That's a fine place to be. Wherever you're at is where you're supposed to be. That's what I believe. I don't know if
unfortunately, I really don't want to be in this position right now, but he has to help me, or else I'll do something bad.
Don't do anything. Just stand by. Don't make any moves. Just pull over. All right. Oh, God. All right. Of course, that's the next guy, right? For me. Okay, so David Essel is our next guest. David Essel is a best-selling author, a counselor, a master life coach, an international speaker, a radio TV host, and a minister whose mission is to positively affect 2 million people or more every day. Wow, I was trying to meet 100 people a day, 2 million people or more every day. That is huge. Jenny McCarthy, who I'm a huge fan of, once called David Essel the new leader of the positive thinking movement. This is great for Carl and every Kermitarian. Everybody welcome David Essel.
Elisa, so great to be with you. Oh, my Lord. I love it. And listen, 100 people a day is a great place to start, but I'm on your show because I know we're reaching 2 million people right now. So you've already helped me achieve my goal for the day, Elisa. Thank you.
You're welcome. I know you're just like such a positive person. Were you always like this?
Yeah, pretty much. You know, I mean,
really?
I have some good genetics in regards to my attitude, but I will tell you, you know, I want to make one mention about Marcy, your previous guest, who I thought was phenomenal. She said something so crucial about not needing to be married. And every freaking woman in this world needs to hear that, okay? Mass consciousness has convinced every woman over the age of 18 that marriage is the end result. Now, listen to this. Because I'm a counselor, I'm going to throw stats at you guys. American Psychological Association came out with a massive study since COVID 6 months ago. 85% of marriages in this country today are in the worst shape they've ever been. Marriage is not the answer. Oh my God, women, be free of that ridiculous notion that you're half of a person looking for your better half, that you'll be whole once you get your husband or your wife or whatever you want. It's nonsense. You know, and the last thing I'm going to say about this, and then we'll go on to more stuff, is that, you know, never, ever date until you're happy as hell being alone. And when you're happy as hell,
don't even start dating. Don't even start.
Don't even freaking go there, because you're going to screw up someone else's life and your own. You know, I mean, at least that's true.
Wow, but how do you get to that place? Because if I think about everybody I know, I only know a very small amount of happy people. So none of those people should date?
Well, you know, the problem is that we're going to project our own drama onto these people because we've never forgiven our ex. And if we, you know, we could talk about relationships, Elisa, forever because I've written several books on them. But, you know, we have people bed hopping because they don't want to face the reality. You know, when a relationship breaks up, there's always a role that both people play. And I know that we want to deny that and say, no, he was a dick, she was a whatever. But it's ridiculous. I've been in this world of counseling for 43 years. I have seen it all. And I know when there's a breakup, you have to take care of your own role. Like raise your hand like an adult and say, you know, I did these 6, 7, 8 things incorrectly I shouldn't have. And I need to forgive my former partner. And this is huge. If you have not forgiven your former partner for whatever they've done, cheated, lied, stole, whatever it might be, you're not ready for love. You're not ready. You're going to bring those jaded resentments into the next relationship and you'll be looking for them.
But if you have resentment, that's so hard to let go. I think time is like the only cure for that. And if you're not
time.
What? Yeah, time right?
Heals nothing, Elisa.
Oh, it really?
Time heals. That's a big misnomer. I mean, it heals nothing. Listen, I'll give you a great story. I was working with a client about 8 years ago, and she was talking about, I was helping her heal her marriage, and we did a great job. And then she went to a football game with her son to watch her son, and she brought her best friend with her. Her best friend's son was also in the game. State championships in the state of Florida. Florida is nuts over football. I mean, you have 50,000 people at a high school state championship, right? So they go to the game, and at halftime, her friend, my client's friend, sees her former husband walking in front of the stands with a younger woman. And she freaks out and she shuts down and she's so angry. She won't even talk to her best friend. The whole 2.5-hour drive home, she wouldn't talk to her best friend, my client. In 30 years, she was divorced for 30 years. She had never done any work. Time doesn't heal a thing.
Okay, so what is that work then? What do we do?
That work is getting in with someone like myself, a counselor, therapist, relationship coach, and learning the art of forgiveness. When you learn the art of forgiving others, you're really releasing yourself. The other person could probably care less that you're still angry at them or jaded at them. They've already moved on. They've had 10 relationships.
That's so annoying, David, when the other person's moved on and you haven't moved on.
I know, but you know, Lisa, this is our work. So when we're annoyed that they've moved on, that says I have work to do. I've got to clean up.
I know. I knew Elaine would love this. Yeah. Okay. So when the person's moved on, it's so unbelievable to me. When, you know, it's so frustrating. It's like, why did they get to move on? Why are they better than me that they're moving on and I'm not?
Well, you know, let's look at this. If they're moving on quickly, they're probably going to run into the same traps they ran in with their last relationship. Okay. Yeah. They haven't done the work. And so they can move on, but the odds are, now it's not 100%, but it's probably about 99.8 that if they move on quickly without doing the work, then they're going to just repeat the same pattern. You know, so there's two parts of the mind, Elisa. There's the conscious mind of intent that says, I deserve great love. I deserve great love. I'm a catch. Everyone tells me you're such a great catch. How can you be single? Right? That's the conscious mind. So we think we're ready. The subconscious. Got it?
Okay, so we think we're ready to move on, but we're not because we didn't do any work. But does everybody have to do that work? Because some people move on so easily with no work.
You know, very few people move on with no work and find great, deep, safe, healthy relationships. We find dysfunction, chaos, drama, the same crap we left. Okay, it's just a matter of time.
Okay, so what do we do exactly? Like, what do we like if we start today? What's our first thing that we do?
Well, you know, we teach a program of forgiveness, and it's 4 steps. And the first step people are going to love. Okay, and what we do is we write letters to our former partner, ripping them apart for everything they've ever done, for anything they've ever said that's hurtful, for every betrayal. But we only share it with our therapist, our counselor. We don't share it with our friends. We don't share it with our family. It's a therapeutic. It's called venting. And what we want to do is get all of that pain out. Everything that you'd love to tell that person, but you know they're not going to sit and listen to you. So we process it until we get to a point, this is a therapy term, called desensitization. And what that means is we've written so much about how angry you are that they cheated on us, lied to us, etc. Desensitization, all of a sudden we go, I'm bored as heck writing about this guy. I'm bored as heck writing about this woman. Now we're ready to move on to forgiving them. Okay. So, and then there's a third step and a fourth step I won't get into, but I mean, we have principles that I have used in my life. You know, you mentioned Jenny McCarthy. Jenny and I mean, she blew up one of my books 5 years ago. We had a book called Positive Thinking Will Never Change Your Life, but this book will. She brought me on and she was jaded. And she said to me right when I was on the show with her in the studio, she goes, David, I'm a big fan of positive thinking, The Secret, and the Law of Attraction. I'm going to give you 3 minutes to sell me with your new book, saying that the Law of Attraction and The Secret are dead. They're ridiculous. We shouldn't even be talking about it. I'm going to give you 3 minutes. Elisa, she gave me 3 minutes. And at the end, she said, hold on. She leans into the mic and she said, ladies and gentlemen, I have been wrong. I have been preaching all this nonsense. And David Essel is the new leader of the positive thinking movement. You know, she was able to see, and in our conversations, she would tell me how she would jump from one relationship to the next and the next and the next without doing the work. And then when she did the work, she was ready for marriage. And now her and Donnie have been together for a while. And I pray to God they're doing phenomenal.
It looks like they are. I mean, what I've seen. But the Law of Attraction and The Secret, what do they have wrong?
Everything.
Everything?
Listen to this, Elisa. I taught the Law of Attraction from 1980 to 1996. I'm 120 years old. Okay. I taught it for the longest period of time. And in 1996, I interviewed one of the most brilliant men that's ever walked this earth. His name is Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. Maharishi Mahesh Yogi is the founder of Transcendental Meditation, by far one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful forms of meditation available today. And he blew my mind. This is what he said to me. He goes, David, he said, and he's passed, but do you remember Cousin It from the Addams Family? Okay. Sure. He looked like Cousin It. He was about 5 foot tall, long gray hair to his butt, beyond his butt. He was this Indian guy, and he would say, oh, David, that is such a good question. And everything I asked him, he would have that accent, Elisa, right? And so then he said to me, you seem really into this positive thinking stuff. I said, oh my God, Maharishi, I am. He said, so you must love affirmations. I said, yeah. He said, what's your favorite affirmation? And I said, oh, let me tell you right away. I've been saying it since 1980. It's 1996. Here it is. I am David Essel, a child of God, happy, healthy, and sober today. And he paused for a second and he said, is all of that true? And I lied and said, yes, I was not sober at all. I had a 30-year addiction to alcohol and cocaine that started at the age of 12. I brought it forward my whole life. And all of a sudden he's asking me this question and I got off the show and Elisa, I felt like crap. I'm a really honest guy and I lied to who I believe is one of my greatest mentors I've ever met. I lied. I had to go deep. 3 weeks later, I came out of a cocaine alcohol binge. I woke up. It was 1996, 2:30 on a Tuesday afternoon. I got on my knees and I screamed out for help. I needed help so badly. And I realized something after that. All the affirmations we're doing were making me feel I was somewhere I was not. So when you wake up and you say, I earn $1 million this year, by the way, which is a lot of money for the average individual to earn $83,000 a month is what it comes out to. Okay. So if you wake up and say, I am a millionaire, unless you're a millionaire, you're living in denial. And that denial will make you think you have something you don't. And so the Law of Attraction and The Secret have taught us to live in a fantasy world. I mean, this is what kindergartners do. You know, I'm going to be the president of the United States. Well, I love it when kids say that. But when you're 30, 40, and 50, and you're saying I own homes in Bali and I earn $10 million a year, it's a bunch of lies and you're losing your integrity with yourself. You're lying to yourself, even if you don't share it with anyone else.
So it's very important to be honest, kind of in the way Marcy is, no matter what's going on.
Yeah.
But what if you don't know? Like, what if you're unsure about like who you are and you haven't come to terms with things yet? It could get complicated in that situation.
Oh, Lisa, it's so tough. And, you know, even myself, I work with a counselor, you know, I mean, I know it's really true. I did an exercise a number of years ago. Another therapist that I'm good friends with said, hey, do you want to do an exercise? I said, sure. She goes, let's have some fun. It's called Who Am I? And she said, I want you to write down everything you think you are. And I said, awesome. And she goes, I'll do the same thing. So I wrote down 15 traits. I got through number 4. Number 1 was, even though I live in Florida, everyone thinks I'm an LA guy, my look, my appearance, blah, blah, blah. And so I said, I'm a relaxed LA dude living in Florida. I spend, most of my time helping people and hanging out on the beach and blah, blah, blah. And she was laughing hysterically. I got through number 4 and she was laughing. I go, what are you laughing at? She goes, you don't even know yourself. You're a counselor. You're a therapist. You're the most type A driven mother I've ever seen. You're not a relaxed LA dude. But see, I had taught myself through my affirmations and all this nonsense, right? And I bought into it.
Oh, so it's like bullshit. Like when they say, well, the law of attraction, that the movie and the book, it says, does it say to lie to yourself? I don't remember that part.
Oh, sure it does. But they just don't use those words, Elisa. But they say the same thing. Hey, Elisa, listen to this. Dr. Joe Vitale, a buddy of mine, was one of the stars of The Secret. And his story in The Secret, that he was homeless. He saw checks coming in the mail to become a millionaire. And all of a sudden, checks started coming in the mail. So I had a show on Sirius XM when that was all so popular. And I called Joe and I go, I want you on the show, dude, but I'm going to drill you because I don't believe in this crap. And he laughed and said, oh, bring me on. We'll have a blast. So I brought him on and I said, Joe, you've got to help my listeners and I out. We want what you have. We don't want to do any work. We want checks coming in the mail to become a millionaire just like you, Joe. Tell us how to do it. And Elisa, he started laughing his butt off. He goes, well, David, let me tell you the part of the story The Secret didn't share. Yes, I was homeless. Yes, I believed at some point in life I would be a millionaire. Yes, I had those affirmations. But then I worked 7 days a week, 14 hours a day for years to make my first $1 million. They didn't have that in the show, David, but that's the truth. And Elisa, every of the stars in that show went through hell. Listen, in 1990, I'm sitting here today. In 1990, I had a failed suicide attempt. This guy that looks like he's got it together. I had a smile on my face all the way up to 1990. When people would meet me, they thought I was this huge rock star, motivational speaker, blah, blah, blah. And that failed suicide attempt opened my mind, opened my eyes that I needed help, just like most of our listeners and viewers need help. And it turned my life around. From that moment forward, I've dedicated my life to the world of helping individuals with mental health challenges, financial challenges, relationship challenges. We do it all, but that was a turning point. And most of us have turning points, but some of us don't take advantage of those turning points, Elisa.
Okay. So when you how did you try to kill yourself?
Well, I don't normally talk about it because I don't want to put ideas into the mind of someone who's fragile.
Okay.
It's one of those things in therapy we just don't do. And please don't take it offensively or personally.
It's okay. No, it's okay. I was just wondering how close you were. So you were really close to killing yourself. But so that was your turning point?
Yeah, because what I did was when I couldn't pull it off. I had everything prepared. I got up that morning knowing it was it, and I couldn't do it. And I broke down. And I started dialing psychiatrists out of the phone book. There was no internet back then. And every psychiatrist in the town I lived in said, we can get you in 6 to 8 weeks. And I said, no, I just wanted to kill myself this morning. I have the material sitting right next to me. I need to see someone today. And everyone said, no, Elisa. And so I circled one guy. I drove to his office. I walked in. The receptionist said, we can't see you. I sat down and I said, I'm not leaving. You can do whatever you want, but I'm not leaving until I see the doctor. Hours went by. At 6 p.m., he opens the door. He goes, you're still here? I said, yes, sir. He said, then come in. And I walked in and he said, can you tell me what's going on? And I told him. And he looked at me with his eyes wide open and he said, son, I can help you. And it was that moment. I'm getting chills right now, Lisa. It was that moment that turned everything around. It was the first time I had asked for help. I'm a type A go-getter. I pull up my bootstraps by myself. I don't need help. I'm a freaking counselor. I'm a freaking therapist. I was a former Division I basketball player. I don't need help. And he opened the gateway, the doorway. And he was so compassionate and so loving. And he said, I'm going to put you on all these different medications, but I need you to get into heavy therapy. A year later, I came out of it, a fully radically changed human being. And from that day forward, we work with people who are on that edge. We work with people with much less challenges. But, I've dedicated my life since 1990. And, I'm 66. I've got another 40 years easy to do this work, and I'll keep doing it.
It's such important work. I think a lot of people here could use some advice from you that are in tough times, right? Because people, we have depression. Our moods are just like, I mean, my mood is sometimes so sad. Like I wake up so sad sometimes that I have to push myself to do things that make me happy. I have followed that law of attraction thing forever. What would you say to someone like me who has followed that and listens to like Esther Hicks? Would you say stop listening?
Yeah, well, listen, I've been hosting radio and TV shows for over 30 something years, and I have yet to interview a doctor, a bodybuilder, a multimillionaire that received what they got via vision boards, affirmations, and so on. Every person I've ever interviewed worked their butt off. Let's go back to Jenny McCarthy.
Right.
Go ahead.
Yeah. No, what I was going to say is like, what you're telling people is don't think in some magical thinking where you are just imagining something in your mind and then it comes true. That typically, that does not happen, right? No. So you have to put in the hours. You have to put in, like they say, 10,000 hours. Do you agree with that?
It's different for everyone because someone could put in 10,000 hours over 20 years and it's not going to amount to much,
Okay.
Someone else could put in 10,000 hours in 6 months and blow the world apart. So it really is about focus and concentration to me more than the amount of hours.
Okay.
And it's not bad to say I'm going to put in 10,000 hours to be the best podcast host in the world. That's a great goal, but you might not need that much if you surround yourself with the right people and work hard every day. And let me mention something. I'm a huge positive thinker. I mean, my God, the first hour and a half every day, I am in this outrageous spiritual path. I have deep rituals, very deep spiritual rituals that are an hour and a half every morning. And it's all about positivity, but then I go and work my butt off and I leave the positive thinking behind. I don't need it. If you do the work, 20% of my world is positive thinking. 80% is action. We work with executives from all over the world who are stuck. Just like you and I might be stuck when they read some fantastical thinking book like The Law of Attraction or The Secret. And, listen, if you were to say tonight, I earn $1 million tomorrow and it would come, it would have nothing to do with your powerful mindset. That would be something called a miracle. And miracles happen. Let's welcome them. Right?
They do. They definitely do.
Yeah. And I've had miracles in my life, and so, we can talk about that possibly another day. But I also look at the work. My mom and dad died in the last year and a half. Brutal deaths, both of them, 4 years of crucial pain. The last 2 years, they were both in hospice. And, it wasn't positive thinking that stopped me from having a drink or doing cocaine or anything like that. It never even entered my mind to have a drink. In 4 years of their suffering, I never thought once. How does that happen? It's because I've done the work for 30 years of recovery. I don't even call myself an ex-addict, ex-alcoholic. I'm David Essel.
Right.
That's all I am.
You're David Essel. You're not in any box. You don't put yourself in a box. You were saying something about Jenny McCarthy before. Were you saying that so she changed the way she views things? She doesn't do law of attraction anymore. What does she do now?
Well, here's something cool because we'll go back to the law of attraction. And I said something about, I said, talk to us about your career. Here I am on Jenny's show interviewing Jenny, which is just such a natural thing for me to do, And I said, tell us about your career. Have you ever had ups and downs and what created them? And she, started smiling. She said, David, after my big Playboy days, when I was a superstar all over the place, I stepped back and said, I don't have to do this work. The work's going to come to me. And so a call, she goes, I'm living in Chicago. A call comes from LA saying, we want to pay you a ton of money to come out there. And she'll go, I don't feel like traveling. And then another call would come in from New York and she'll, I'd rather stay home today, And so she said, I'm just sitting here thinking it's going to come and I don't have to do any work. And all of a sudden I was lost. I had no career. I had nothing coming in. And I realized something really powerful. If I don't get out there and start working my butt off, I'm going to be suffering. Nothing's coming to save me. My positive thinking isn't coming to save me. So she went back and started accepting these roles that put her in different cities she did not necessarily want to travel to. And then what happens next? Well, you saw what happened next.
She blew up. I mean, she's in everything. She's so successful.
Oh my God, with Sirius XM, I think I was on her show she's no longer there, but I think I was on it 5 or 6 times, like We had so much fun every time. And then she was done with that. Now she's the star of The Masked Singer, right? And God knows what else. Oh, and also her Blondie alcoholic drinks, and she's got her fingers everywhere.
She's killing it. But her personality is just so incredible, and just everything about her. I mean, she's just very blessed as well, right? It's natural talent, it's beauty. What about people that don't have that?
Well, that's where work comes into play. There's a guy, I'm going to butcher his name because I always do, but his name is Nick Vujicic. And it's pronounced differently, but he has no arms and no legs. He was born with a torso and a head. Mm. When he was born, his father ran out of the hospital throwing up. His mom couldn't nurse him because she couldn't bond. Mm-hmm. He was born with no arms and no legs, and he has an older brother and sister with arms and legs.
Oh gosh.
He was butchered as a child in Australia. He was made fun of. And he asked his brother one time to take him out on the reef so that he could die. And his brother refused. If you Google this man, he's a multi-trillionaire. He has a beautiful wife with 4 children.
He did a TED Talk, right? Was that the guy in the TED
Absolutely.
Talk? Yeah, I saw that. He's incredible, this guy. Yeah, you could make it. You could make it. Even if you have no legs and no arms, if that guy could do it, you could do it.
And that's, here we go. Wait.
What's that? Oh, there he is. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's help some people. We have right here. First up is Drizzle. Drizzle, you're on with David Essel.
Hello, David Essel.
Hey, Drizzle.
How you doing?
Good, my brother.
I would say that if you were to lose your arms and legs right now, do you not have networking that is available to you?
Tell me what you mean by that.
What do you mean?
I mean that if you were in a situation where you needed something, could you call on somebody?
I'll tell you what, there's 3 people I could call on other than God and Archangel Michael, who I have incredible relationships with. But yes, there's 3 people.
Oh, no, wait. You have a great relationship with Archangel Michael?
Oh my God, it's like one-on-one. I am him, he is I. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. So when did that happen?
It's been my whole life.
Was it before or after your success?
Oh, way before my success.
So did he tell you?
My spirituality came way before my success, and it continues to grow and get deeper every year, which I'm really blessed. But I will say this to answer your question, and it's a great question, Drizzle. My deep relationship and connection with Archangel Michael came the day my mother died. And my brother knew my relationship with Archangel Michael, and we had a password. And my mom was in Syracuse, New York, and my brother and sister lived there and cared for them immensely well for 4 years, and I live in Florida. And at 9 o'clock in that morning, I woke up and I saw Archangel Michael carrying my mother up into heaven. And 30 minutes later, I get a text from my brother saying, Archangel Michael has arrived. And that was the sign that said my mom had died.
Beautiful.
So 30 minutes before the text, Archangel Michael had already reached out to me and let me know my mom was now in another space.
That is beautiful. And
like that, Drizzle?
Yes, I do. But I'd hate to take away from that. But I just want to say, if you were to just give up everything that you worked for and just follow for that next Archangel Michael to tell you what it is, would you do that?
Yes, I would.
So give it up right now.
I am.
Whoa.
And I'm so glad you're saying that. In the last couple of years, Drizzle, since Annalisa, going through losing my mom and dad, this might sound simple, but it's not. Losing my dog, he was an emotional support dog for me and my clients in the office. Gone through everything, and I made a decision that I am completely downsizing, completely, and we've already been doing it. I'm cutting almost 90% of my work out.
No, hold on, wait. You're doing that, but did the angel tell you to do that?
That's an interesting question. I think there's a combination of intuition and angelic work. But if you ask for assistance from whatever. You could call it the great oak tree. You could call it God. You could call it whatever. You know, if you believe in things greater than yourself, which, you know, 97% of the world's population does, you know, then go to whatever that is. Don't follow me. And it doesn't have to be an archangel. Doesn't have to be God. You know, it can be a chair, for God's sake, if you worship a chair. But, you know, talk. Ask this huge place that we're in, you know, what should I do with this? What should I do with that? Ask, you know, and you'll be amazed at how intuitively you can start getting answers to some of life's really difficult questions.
So Ask and It Is Given. Do you like that book?
Well, I'm afraid to go down that, because I'm not talking about materialistic crap.
Okay.
You know,
okay. Not material. So what are you talking about? You're talking
about inner peace.
Inner peace. So Ask and It Is Given. Ask for peace. Ask for happiness. Ask for to be able to forgive people. Carl, what do you need help with, hon?
What do I need help with? So, hey, what's up, David?
Hey, Carl.
Hey, how are you? Listen, I have erectile dysfunction.
Okay.
And basically, I am in the process of receiving a penile implant.
Mm-hmm.
And do you have experience with that, or what's up?
Not receiving or giving one, no, Carl. I've never received a penile implant. And I've
Maybe
never
a different question, Carl. Carl, do you have any other questions besides this penis question?
Yes, I do. So I'm dealing with a void inside of me, and it's now consumed me entirely. But I have read the laws of power. I have read The Secret. And I have started applying those principles into my life.
Really?
Yes, that's right, Elisa. And I also use orbs to ease my pain.
Okay.
I have these glass orbs that I cradle, and it helps me with a lot. But yeah, I mean, everyone in my life is dying. So my parents died. My son died.
Is that true, Carl? Carl, is this true?
Yep, but I don't want to really talk about it too much because I don't want to cry about it. Are you drinking anything, David, or?
Water, yes.
Water. Do you do any drugs at all?
No.
Wow. Do you jerk off?
All right, Carl. Carl, it's too much right now. Just be authentic. Is Carl?
Do you channel all of that misery into sex? Is that a good outlet, David, or what do you think?
You know, let's go back to our guest before me, Marcy. And if it's consensual and no one gets hurt, channel anything you want into sex.
Prostitution. I mean, do you ever pay for prostitutes?
No, I don't really think there's a need for that, but some people feel there is. And for those individuals, so that they don't get arrested, we always recommend a trip to Amsterdam.
Got it. So do you engage do you let steam off that way?
With sex?
You know, prostitutes, but no cocaine, no alcohol, just clean sex. Maybe
not with prostitutes. You know, Carl, what I find is that there's quite a gamble with prostitutes in life. So.
Do you have a wife?
No, I have a partner though. Yes, and she's sitting beside me.
All right, Carl, be good. He's not being good right now. I want to ask a question for Carl for him. All right, so his problem that I think he has, and I am guessing, but just by knowing him as much as I do, I think he has a problem like being like authentically showing his feelings about things and like putting his real self out there and being vulnerable. I believe that's Carl. Carl, did I hit it spot on?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really soft inside and I'm hard on the outside. So, you know,
he makes everything into a joke, right? He makes everything into a joke.
Not at all.
Yes, you do.
I mean, is life not a joke, David? Is life not a serious joke?
The Dalai Lama says one of the greatest ways to move through life is with absolute laughter every moment of every day. Now, does that mean it's a joke? No. You know, I think that, no, I don't think life's a joke at all. I think we're here to lift other people. I think our purpose in life is to inspire, to lift in any way we can. You can be a worker at a convenience store and lift people.
That's right. That's right. You could be anything.
Anything.
Anything. You don't have to be like an author or a psychologist.
No.
Carl, you could do it today. You could really lift people up.
I don't want to be a fucking convenience store worker, God damn it. That shit's for losers. I want to have lots of money. I want to have lots of sex with beautiful women. I want to make millions of dollars a month like David. You know, I don't want to be in the fucking position that I'm in.
Carl, you could. I know what's holding Carl back. It's weird. Like, I can't see myself clearly, but I could see someone like Carl so clearly, because like Carl, he is hiding behind this like persona when I know there's something really like amazing inside, but he hides behind this like funny guy.
I can morph.
He's like he's a troll.
Listen, I'm not a troll. Okay, life isn't about poking fun at people or poking fun at anything unless it's absolutely warranted. You understand me, David? Do you ever just break down and start laughing at the wall or something? Do you engage in that type of behavior?
Laughing at a wall? Well, let me tell you, in my office recently, because I'm downsizing so much, I have more time, and I will sit with my legs across my desk with a cup of coffee, staring at the wall and just smiling, Carl.
There we go.
Being happy.
Yes, that's the type of fulfillment that I aim to have. That's the type of fulfillment, dare I say, that I do have in my life, Elisa. You're insinuating that I'm somehow being inauthentic. This is my authenticity.
I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I think there's somebody else in there, but that person
I can
can't
take off
come
all my
out.
clothes if that's what you want. If that's what you're asking me to do, Elisa. Jesus, excuse me.
Okay, so David,
what do you mean by inside?
Wait, maybe David can help us right now. I think he can. Just let David help us, Carl.
David, break me out of my shell. Whatever Elisa's talking about. I mean,
no, he's too much.
Understand?
He's like too. So David, I'm gonna be honest with you. Carl got arrested the other day. Okay. He got arrested because he was trolling people, and I think I know why why this happened. It's because he's so afraid.
Yeah.
He's so afraid of using his like actual talents and who he is inside, which I know is incredible. And he does all this other stuff that's just like it distracts everybody because he's so afraid to be the talented person he is, because he has incredible talent.
Talents, Elisa. What's your brand of comedy? What's your brand of entertainment? Because somehow I'm engaged in complete debauchery and something completely unrespectable. So what do you want me to do? You want me to dress up as a woman to win an Oscar? Is that what
I don't think you need. I don't think you need to do that. I don't think you need to be arrested. I don't think you need to be in any trouble. I don't think you need to troll people. You have enough inside that you can use that. You don't need anybody. You don't need Andy.
Boring ass shit. I'm not David. Do you understand me that I can't really help people? I can't help anybody. David, you know I can't help anybody.
You can. Right? Everybody can. Everyone can. You can, Carl. You just haven't tried.
You're helping so many people, Lisa. You're helping more people than me and David combined by just giving us a platform. And I'm just about to cry just thinking about that shit. But let me tell you something, David. Yeah. That you inspire the fuck out of me, man.
All right. Okay, let's give him a break. He's going to crash. Okay, so that kind of person.
Elisa, let me mention something, and Carl, if he's still listening.
He's listening. He's listening.
So a number of years ago, I was living in Sarasota, Florida, and I would go for a run where I was living every day, and there was always homeless people in this park that I ran by, beautiful park, and they all congregated. And there was a guy that would come out of the bushes every freaking time, scare the hell out of me, panhandle. Okay. And he'd go, hey, I'm sorry to interrupt your run, and I would look at him and I go, Mark, it's good to see you. Well, I would see Mark every other day, and Mark never remembered ever meeting me because of drugs and alcohol. His brain was completely gone. He was probably about 35, 40, and he looked about 80, no teeth or whatever. So one day he jumped out of the bush and he goes, hey, I go, Mark, it's good to see you. And he goes, have we met before? I go, Mark, we meet every other day, my brother. I go, I run. I don't ever have money. I reach in my pockets, Lisa, and there was what I thought was a $1 bill there. I go, Mark, hold on a second. I pulled and I handed it to him. And as I'm handing it to him, I go, oh my God, it's a $5 bill. Now I'm used to giving $2 or $3, and for some reason, giving a $5, like I said, oh my God, what am I doing? But he had seen it, so I couldn't pull it back. So I said, Mark, and I do this all the time. And I just bowed to him and I said, Mark, use it for your highest good. I'm not going to tell you what to do with it, but use it for your highest good. And he said, sir, thank you so much. And then he turned around and said, wait a minute, as I'm walking away. He goes, this is a $5 bill. I said, I know, Mark. It surprised me too. It's all I have. I didn't think I had anything. He goes, I can't take this without giving you something back. I said, Mark, what are you talking about? He goes, hold on. And he's going through his knapsack. I go, Mark, wait a minute. Whatever's in there is more important for you than me. Okay. I don't need a thing. I'm fine. He goes, no. I can't take a $5 bill without giving you something. I go, Mark, I'm cool. He goes, I've got an idea. I can make up stories really fast. And I go, Mark, how long is the story? He goes, 5 minutes. I said, okay, go. Oh my God, Elisa. He tells me this story that is so powerful. I put it into a book. It's called Rockstar. Finding God's Purpose for Your Life, and it went #1 bestseller. And I in the beginning of the book, I said, this is a gift from a homeless man. You know, everyone has a gift to give us. We have to be open-minded. Carl, I have no idea who Carl is. It's okay. He's got something inside of him. If he hasn't found his path yet, he will find it if he keeps working. Mark, a homeless drug addict, riddled without any brain memory at all, gave me one of the most beautiful stories ever. And it rocked this world, and it still is selling great. So, you know, I share this story because so many times we bypass people like they don't have an important message for us. Can you imagine if I bypassed Mark and did what most people do, put their eyes to the ground and shuffle past, right? I don't want to look at a homeless person, for God's sake. I will stand, look in their eyes, ask their first name, and anytime I see them, I will remember their first name.
So don't discredit anybody. Don't discredit. Everybody has a story. Everybody has something to give, right? Everybody has their own perspective, and you can get so much out of connecting with people. And I think that's what this really comes down to with you is connecting with people, sharing a story, and don't just walk by somebody because they seem less fortunate with than you, because they could have a tremendous amount to offer.
Yeah. And it could also be your next door neighbor, you know, that you don't see eye to eye with, let's say from politics, but they may have something else that's brilliant that they may share with you. You know, so don't discount anyone. Everyone has a gift, and it may be a small gem or it may be a huge diamond rock. And I don't mean from an engagement point of view. You know, everyone has something to give us, and it's just up to us to slow down and to look for that gift.
And to recognize it. Like some people are more obvious than other people, right? So some people, it's like, wow, I could tell. Like when my friend Elaine came into my life, she's such an incredible friend. I was like, oh my, she's just adding so much. I have a lot of friends like that. But then there's some other people where it's not as obvious. And maybe it'll take a little work, right? It'll take a little work to see their value. I'm sorry, just so many people want to talk to you. Who is this guy? Mormon Jesus?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to ask for some advice for a friend of mine, if that's all right.
Okay, go ahead.
A friend of mine, Christine Weston Chandler, she is a transsexual black woman, and she's in prison right now because of her beliefs in Virginia. She went to GameStop and she went to pray, and then she got arrested by the manager, Michael Snyder. And she's been in prison for almost 2 years now, and we're trying to get her off. But we wanted to ask some advice on what we can do to help her.
The very first thing would be the Innocence Project. Barry Scheck. I would go right to the Innocence Project, and you know that's what they do. That's why they were formed. You know, is to give people.
That's right. Goldie's here. Goldie loves Elisa.
I love you, Goldie. Oh, you're so sweet. It's a little goldfish that I'm friends with. Okay, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, David.
Well, the Innocent Project, you know, is one of the places to go to. You know, gosh, Maya Moore, just a very famous WNBA Women's National Basketball Association player, Maya Moore, retired early. She was one of the top players in the WNBA. She retired early to fight for a man in prison who she believed was innocent, and she got him free, and they married. So, you know, like let's look at this. You know, let's look at this ability of people to fight for those who might be jailed with inconsistent charges or whatever it might be. And I don't know, of course, the case that gentleman was asking about.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough to know. You know. What it's about, really. But okay, so North American Snow Queen, you're on with the brilliant David Essel.
Okay, I have a question for David really quick. Why is it that so many modern psychiatrists in particular seem to go with the medication drug route before they consider therapy as an option?
The Snow Queen, that is a question I ask every freaking day. You are brilliant with the question. You know, we immediately, now listen, I will say this. In the case of suicidal ideation or attempted suicidal ideation means someone who has thoughts all day long about taking their life, okay? In that case, or someone who has had hopefully a failed suicide attempt, psychiatric meds are crucial. For people with schizophrenia, psychiatric drugs are crucial. For people with untreated bipolar disorder, medications are crucial for these people that have any type of life whatsoever. But Snow Queen, what you're saying is dead on. We have become such a medical driven society. And let me make this mention about antidepressants. Antidepressants do nothing to heal depression. All they do is numb the pain. So for a period of time, people might start to feel better, but we're not dealing with the underlying, what's the cause? Low self-confidence, low self-esteem, trauma in childhood, trauma in high school, trauma in college, trauma in your career. There's tons of things that we need to get underneath with depression. And do you want to know something interesting? The number one cause of depression is submerged anger, submerged resentment.
Oh, wow. That makes sense.
It's the number one cause. So here we are. When you're on an antidepressant, you can't even feel the underlying anger that you need to take care of. And let me make this one last really quick story. I began my career in 1980 in sports psychology. I still work with major league athletes.
Okay, well, let me ask you this question. I hate to cut you off, but next question is, do you think for those that are suicidal in some way that maybe the medications may be a short-term solution while counseling and therapy should be the end result first?
Totally. I think if someone is thinking regularly about suicide, please get help. Please, get in with a doctor, get on medication, get with a therapist. But the medication itself is only a portion. And I mentioned earlier, after my failed suicide attempt, the psychiatrist immediately put me in 3 days a week with a therapist. I mean, it was expensive, but it saved my life. So I think it's crucial that if you're in that really deep mental state and you want to leave this planet, you're going to probably have to do a combination of medication and therapy. If you're not in that state and you're feeling low and you've lost your drive and you've lost joy, all the signs of depression, then we have different ways, including therapy, to help. And there's amazing supplements that you get on freaking Amazon.com, for God's sake, to lift dopamine levels in the brain.
Really? Wait, that you don't need a prescription?
Okay, you got other people backstage who want to ask questions. Jake Hudson has questions too.
Oh, okay, everybody has a question. This is going to really be long. But okay, so everybody has a question. So what you're saying is we don't need a prescription. We can just go on Amazon and get something that could make our mood better. And then you have to work on the submerged anger, which I wrote down. So depression comes from submerged anger, like things that you're upset about that you haven't resolved with therapy.
Yeah, Lisa, exactly. It's submerged anger. Now, I want to make this point really clear. Women have been trained by our society to say that they are never angry. I have yet to meet a client and I say, gosh, it seems like you're angry. Every woman will say, I don't get angry. And that's because society has said this. An angry woman is a bitch.
Yes. That's true.
An angry man is an angry man.
Yeah. Hey, like men get celebrated for being angry, I feel like.
Oh, hell yes.
Yeah, they do. And like fighting, men get celebrated for violence. I think that's why Carl was in that situation. He gets in violent situations. And I mean, he needs a lot of work, right? But when these men get in these violent situations and they're fighting and they're putting themselves around dangerous people, this is coming from where? Where is this? Why would we go towards something so negative and so dark where we could our life is on the line?
Yeah. Elisa, almost everything in therapy we can trace back to some occurrence between the ages of 0 and 18. If we had an absentee mother, an absentee father, if we never met our mother or father, if we had parents that were addicts or alcoholics, it creates this horrendous beginning of a life of what could be great joy and success and productivity. So we come out of that environment and we might come out as fighters. Like we didn't get what we wanted as a child. So I'm coming in and I'm going to get what I want now as an adult. That's just an example, right? But most of the issues when we start with clients, we will go back in time. Now, we don't spend 12 months going through ages 0 to 18. In 30 days, I can clear out 0 to 18 and help people get to the real cause of their issue. But the origin often is somewhere in childhood.
Okay, somewhere. And do you always remember that memory? Or is it sometimes like convoluted where it could be one thing or another thing, but you're just angry in general?
Yeah, you may not be able to pinpoint the exact time that you started to become irritable or angry or hate authority figures. And that's one of the things that comes out of a childhood where that your parents were over demanding, overly protective in some ways or overly critical. Then you may come out anti-authority and you may come out a fighter. Other people in that environment will come out extremely submissive. And just go with the crowd and go with the crowd. Our previous guest, Marcy, mentioned something about women pleasing men, and going, it's called codependency, for God's sake. A lot of women are codependent to be accepted by a man because society has said, if you're single, there's something wrong with you. And I'll go back to the original statement. Quit worrying about being married. Quit worrying about being in a relationship. Please.
Really? But what if you're lonely? Like, I'm really sad at night. I'm really sad in the morning. I'm by myself. I'm like, oh, I got to get out there. What about somebody like that wakes up sad and goes to bed sad?
Okay, then there's a void inside that can be filled by something else. What is that for you, Elisa? What is it that brings you passion and joy that you're not doing besides work? What is it that would lift your spirits and give you a purpose outside of either a relationship or work?
Okay, so it can't be that. So to fill myself up and make myself not depressed, it can't be anything that I'm working on, and it can't be a person.
No,
it shouldn't be a person.
Now you can gain like you and I can tell by your energy. We love this, right? We freaking love this work. I mean, this is play. This is joy. There's nothing here working. Freaking A. You and I could speak for 24 straight hours, Alyssa. I know that, right?
Yeah.
So accept that joy. But what's going on outside? So I'll give you a personal example. When I hit burnout, when I get into a workaholic mode and I'm hitting burnout, I know a few things. I'm not playing tennis enough.
Oh, tennis? Wait, why? But why is tennis a better filler-upper than a woman or a friend or a job?
Because I want to be happy before I worry about a relationship. I want to be doing things in life where I don't need a relationship. When a relationship comes, that's great, but I don't need it. I want you in that place, Alyssa. I want
to be in that place. So wait, Wendy. Yes, Wendy.
Goldie gets angry too.
Hi, this is Wendy.
Goldie has angry issues too.
Aw, that's a fish.
He only gets mad when bad chord maker big. God damn it.
Okay, Wendy. Wendy, do you have a question as you? Oh, she hung up. Never mind. I have some crazy callers. All right, so many people want to talk to you, but I think what I'm getting from this is don't try to fill yourself up with a person or a job. Or how about attention on the internet? Can you fill yourself up with that? Just curious.
You are adorable. Oh my God. I mean, tell me how many people don't. Yeah, everyone does that these days, right? Just like you said earlier in the show, put up a favorite picture of you. Put up a picture of you, right? Like, and that makes us feel better. But here's the thing. It's an addiction. It's short-lived. It's not going to fulfill your heart more than
addiction. Yeah, I think it is an addiction. Like all this social media feels like an addiction. Geezer, do you have a question for David here?
Well, I know you always gotta put yourself in another sense of reality, like a facade. And as long as the facade is helping you, maybe that's a good thing. And that's why I think they invented religion, perhaps, because humans without religion or a code of conduct, they'd be killing each other like chimpanzees and primates, basically. So it gives you
without
a structure.
Religion?
I have nothing against what you're saying, David. It seems like it helped you, and that's good. I am not going to shit on you for that in a nutshell,
I appreciate that.
But wait, what are you against that he's saying? He's only saying positive stuff, Geezer. He's not saying anything negative here.
I mean, if it helps somebody to live in a facade or a false sense of reality, because I think we need this in this fucking, if you really know, the truth will fucking destroy you, and I know the fucking truth, and it is, that's why I'm an alcoholic, and I love being an alcoholic.
This. A lot of our
job.
belief systems are created by the media and by YouTube channels that are insane, and all these conspiracy theory idiots, that are out there now riling people up unnecessarily so. So a facade.
Well, I can't talk about
Joe Rogan.
Biden.
Oh,
no, well, Joe Biden, look at this fucking decrepit
I don't do
fucker,
politics,
and he stole the election.
I don't do politics at all. But we do really need to look more deeply. If we're carrying a facade and we're carrying it, and it's a deep one, we're going to come out on the deep
yeah,
end.
But Joe Rogan, man, he can play 3D chess. That guy is best podcaster, and he's so like intelligent, dude, and he just calls it like it is, dude. So I have a lot of respect for Joe Rogan. And I think Howard Stern is a fucking sellout too. He's such a sellout, dude, and he has something against podcasts because he came up in radio and he had to grind, and maybe he created this fucking platform for Joe Rogan, and he's just like salty, you know, about the whole thing, how Joe Rogan has more fucking followers than he is.
Right, but he's almost 70 years old, geezer. You know, I don't think that he is up on everything, you know, that you would be, right? And everybody changes and evolves.
No, I used to listen to Howard Stern like fucking in high school on NBC when he was going nuts against the manager, the program manager at WNBC.
Oh, okay. He has a problem with Howard Stern. I'm going to get to you later, geezer. I just like, you know, a lot of people they're mad at Howard Stern, but Howard Stern has been doing this for so long. Come on, he's got to wind down eventually. What, you're supposed to go like 100 years doing something?
Well, you know, Lisa, he had a great interview in the New York Times a couple of years ago, and they said, your show has changed dramatically. Like, what's happened? And he said, I learned something about life. He said, for the first number of years, it was me making fun of people. He said, I realized that that's—
How could you do that forever? If first of all, he didn't realize, he was probably just having fun. He's wild.
Yeah.
And then eventually you calm down. I change like every 2 years.
I think I change every 24 hours, Alyssa. I mean, seriously, right? We should be open to that kind of change. But Howard had a great comment. He said, I've grown up. I've matured. There's no need for me to have a guest on and make fun of them.
Exactly. Eventually, you hope that you would grow out of that at some point. I think it's fine. I'm sorry for the angry haters of Howard Stern. Just take one more question. I really want to let you go, but we just have one more person. Hudson J.
Hey, what's up?
How you doing,
Mr. David?
Good to talk to you.
Number one, I love Howard Stern, and that's not my question. What do you think about, you know, a little people don't know my story. I have autism. I have ADHD and Asperger's.
Okay.
And you know, they gave me they actually gave when I was younger, I had to be sent to a mental hospital for 15 days because they gave me Prozac and Ritalin together. Did they know that medicine can't be mixed? And that's not the question. That's just one. That's a minor question before the major question. Did they know then that you can't mix those two medicines?
You know, Hudson, Jake, we're psychiatrists and doctors are learning every day about medicines that shouldn't be mixed. And until they see a repetitive pattern of people seeing on the same two medications coming in with a problem, they don't awaken to it. But
sorry for bothering you. You know, I have so many health issues. I've been on several medications. And by the way, Elise, sorry for not being here last week. I had a computer issue.
That's okay. I just want you to be here when you want to be here.
Yeah. You know. By the way, David, I did find your YouTube channel. I did sub to your YouTube channels for you to. But the thing is, I've been on so many medications. I've been on. Can I list them all, or is it
a couple big ones would be helpful?
Risperdal, Adderall, Concerta, Zyprexia, Ritalin, Prozac. I think that's some of the major ones I've took.
But you're not taking them all at the same time right now.
I'm not taking no medicine. That was when I was that was medicines of all time. That was all the medicines that I did. I never took them all together. I took like Prozac, Ritalin, and Zyprexia together, and then the Risperdal, the Concerta was before Adderall and Risperdal, and Risperdal caused me to have gynecomastia.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh! I tried everything with you, huh?
Yeah,
I tried everything.
And also, and the thing is for me, I want to say this. I grew up in I'm gonna say what state because I've always said my state and I've always talked about it. I'm from Mississippi, Ole Miss, and
the Rebels.
Yeah, but I'm more of a Mississippi State, Alabama fan.
Okay.
But what do you have you ever been to Mississippi?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I've been to every state just about in the U.S. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Jake, I just got to get to some more people. Just SSW guys begging to get on. Yes, you're on with David Essel.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm SSW. Yes.
I'm here talking about my philosophy, Wolf Energy. Have you heard about that?
Your philosophy of what?
A philosophy of masculinity in life called Wolf Energy.
No, I'm not familiar with it.
I never heard of that.
Never heard of it? It's taking the internet by storm right now.
What is it?
It's a philosophy. It's simple as that. It's about being a man. Simple as that. No more complaining, no whining. Be masculine, be strong, be fit, and protect your pack. That's what it's all about.
Is it mansplaining? Because I really don't like that.
Well, I don't really care.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if I like this wolf energy thing. It sounds very like mean.
Well, wolf energy isn't nice because it doesn't have to be nice, but we are growing exponentially.
All right. I'd like to stop that from growing, right, David? That doesn't sound good. I don't like wolf energy. Okay. If people want to read your book, listen to your podcast, check you out, where do they go?
Oh, it's so easy. TalkDavid.com, the easiest website in the world ever created. Alyssa, because like you, all I ever do is talk. So go to TalkDavid.com. If you want to work with me one-on-one, we have a special up right now. You can get the books there. We have a blog with probably, 500 blogs you can read. The YouTube channel has 2,000 uplifting videos. So join us.
Oh, terrific. Okay, everybody. Did you have fun today, David? Did you enjoy it?
Alyssa, I had a freaking blast with you and everyone on the show. Listen, I would love to, interact with you again. This is fun. You are extremely gifted and talented, so keep walking.
Thank you so much. You too. You're incredible. I'm inspired. Obviously, thank you so much. You're welcome back anytime. Everybody, add David Essel, he's incredible. That guy is incredible. I'm inspired, although I'm a little upset about all those books that I've read before because they've obviously been screwing around with me. Wendy, you're very like green right now. Why are you so green?
Somebody's helping me try to fix my cam issue.
Oh, okay. What'd you think of David Essel? What an incredible guest.
I think he was. Yes, he was.
Did you learn anything?
That guy you had on, Howard Stern is not a Jew bastard, and Howard is the nice guy. Howard is not a piece of shit. So you need to get the fuck off and leave my Howard alone. Howard's a nice guy, and I love Howard, and I love Elisa. So fuck you, whoever.
That was Geezer. That was a guy named Geezer. He has a lot of problems with Howard Stern in the way that a lot of people do. I try to ignore those people, Wendy. But do you want to tell that Geezer guy like how great Howard Stern is so he knows? He might not know.
Howard Stern is a great guy. Howard Stern's a
Look
great
at
guy.
you decrepit fucking water buffalo. You look like an alien. You look like Shrek. You fucker.
No.
Shut the fuck up. You're just jealous.
He's very jealous.
Howard Stern is my sugar daddy. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of a better sugar daddy than Howard Stern. I mean, people look for sugar daddies left and right, and usually sugar daddies suck and are very stupid. But Howard Stern is the top broadcaster of all time, bigger than the other broadcasters. He's very nice.
He is, Elisa.
Yeah, and he's cute. He's tall, right?
Yes, he is.
He's so tall.
And Melissa, since I've been watching you for a long time, you're getting there. You will be up to Howard Stern in no time if you keep doing your thing, Alicia.
Aw, thank you, Wendy. You too. I watch you do your thing. And Wendy has a great YouTube channel where she goes live like every night. Sometimes she does 24 hours and she falls asleep, right?
Yes,
Wendy...
yes, I do, Elisa.
And she wakes up.
And Elisa, I love my Weasley. I think I got a crush on Weasley.
You have a crush on Weasley?
Yes.
Oh.
Really? Well, here he is. Look how cute he is. What do you like about
Wendy?
Weasley?
You're so sweet. You're the sweetest. You're the best guest ever, too, by the way.
Hey, beautiful.
I'm beautiful.
What do you like about Weasley, though, Wendy? Tell the audience.
I think Weasley's sexy. I think he's cute. I think he's lovable. And I think he has a great beard.
Hold on, Wendy. I'm just getting a caller. This is another cute caller. Yes, Kermit and Friends. How can I help you?
Right, Elisa, can you hear me?
Yes.
Right, okay, then. I want to come on the show, but maybe there's no link to come on the ship.
Oh, God.
I left the Uji Giza, the faggot.
Oh, who's that guy? I don't even know who that is. Do you know that guy? All right, he's not here anymore. I'll post the link in the chat. But we're shoot.
Right, Elisa, post the link in the chat.
All right, I'll post the link in the chat, Jimmy Rizzo. Okay, this has been a long show. Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, you're welcome. I'm getting a little confused right now. A lot of people are calling. All right, so exciting things are happening today, Wendy. I am gonna go. This guy got mad at me. He invited me to his hotel rooftop, a really nice hotel. But then he got mad at me because I started talking about him, and he said he wasn't just from chat. He says here's what he said. I left your name at the front door. Let me know when you're close by. Then he said, I'm not a random chatter. I sent you a DM and you replied, I'm not flaking. I'm just going to cancel. I have more subs than you, LOL. So let's call this guy and see if I could still go there and meet him at his hotel rooftop, and I can have a drink up there because I was going to go to a football game today, but I decided not to go. I'm going to go tomorrow. Let's see if he picks up. But otherwise, I don't know what I should do today. Maybe Elaine can help me. Hey, Tony.
Yes.
So can I still come, or are you mad at me?
Well, I'm not mad.
Oh, you're not mad? You were mad before. You said I'm no longer invited, and you said I couldn't come.
What I said was, here's what I said. I said I was going to cancel, but I did hear you say that I did hear you apologize.
Okay, yeah, I apologize. I apologize for
things.
things.
You didn't need to apologize. It was just a different styles. I like to actually meet someone in person before I'll goof on you so fucking hard. Like, I just like to meet somebody first before I get a little sarcastic.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's just a matter of, understanding somebody a little bit. And I think that you might not be familiar with me or my work. And I put a lot into what I do. So, I just felt like a little, like I'm in some fucking Motel 6 in Reseda with a bunch of crack pipes on the floor.
Wait, you think you think my show is like a hotel in Reseda with a bunch of crack pipes in it?
No, I was saying when you said about having Mace and going to a hotel and meeting some guy.
Well, you're a stranger. You're a complete stranger. I never met you, and I don't know you.
I understand that.
You reached out to me.
I did. I reached out to you because I said, hey, why don't you come on my show for a chat? I've had a lot of really great interviews, a lot of great people. You're super interesting. And, I just have to clean up the crack pipes over at the Godfrey and I'll be fine. I mean, I got no problem.
No, we're going to meet on the rooftop and I'm going to stream it, okay? Because I need people to stream with me. And unfortunately, some of my normal people don't want to.
Yeah, I don't mind streaming.
All right, so I'm going to be streaming the whole time. I'm just warning you now.
That's fine, but I don't want to over-explain, the misunderstanding.
Yeah, no, it's a misunderstanding. That happens with me. I'm always in a misunderstanding with someone. Always.
Yeah. It's totally okay, but I can communicate about it. I don't hate people. I'm not an angry I'm an angry person, but I control it.
All right. Okay.
So, look, I've already left your name at the gate. Even if I wasn't here, I was going to say, you're welcome to the place. If you guys want to stream, you're welcome to go to the roof. Even if I'm not here, there's a key waiting at the front desk for you. So just let me know when you're here, and I'm going to go try and make myself presentable.
All right. I look forward to meeting you. Hopefully Elaine's still interested. Okay, I'll see you later. Okay, so that guy is a random guy. Oh, hi, Pitch Eric. Wait, hi, Pitch Eric. What? I don't see you. Here's hi, Pitch Eric. Oh, shoot, I blew it. Hey, Wendy. Hey, Wendy too.
Hey.
Hi, Lisa. It's Wendy.
Okay.
Shut up, you little bitch. You're not me, so shut the fuck up, you little wuss-ass, puss-ass bitch.
I want to say I love Wheezy. I have a crush on Wheezy.
Shut up. Fuck
Oh, wow.
You're dead, piece of shit. Quit acting like me, because you're not like me, bitch. So shut up.
Oh, wait a minute. My cat just ran out of the house. Can I say hello to Weasley?
Yeah, Wheezy's here. Wendy too. We're actually about to do the wrap-up show. Let's hear from Wappy Flanker. Let's hear a song.
No.
What?
Where's Weasley? I want to say hello to Weasley.
He's right here. He's right here. Everybody's here. Hey, Weasley.
Hi, Weasley too.
Hi, Weasley.
Hi.
Oh, very cute.
Weasley, I want to say I love you. And I want to know if you want to have sex tonight. I'm trying to.
Hey, get off my man!
Wow, 2 Wendy's after me.
Wow, it's 2 Wendy's, and now somebody's calling me. Yes, Kermit and Friends. How can I help you?
Oh Jesus, you're still on?
Yeah, I'm still on, but I'm about to do like IRL. I need to fix my eyelash. People have been complaining about it for the last hour. Yes.
Okay.
What's
Just
up?
give me an ETA so I can.
Oh, you're that guy? That same guy?
Are you thinking by 2 o'clock you'll be here?
Yeah, by 2 o'clock. Yes. Elaine's just taking a shower now.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. All right. See you soon. All right. So I'm meeting this guy. I'm not going to call him a random guy.
Hey,
Okay.
hey, Alyssa, can I suggest something that you can do for fun?
What?
Why don't you take us bowling and let's see you bowl? Let's see you hit some pins.
Okay, I'll do that, Wendy. Oh, 1 second, Wendy.
Bitch and a boss, I'ma shine like gloss. I'm a bitch. I'm a boss. I'm a bitch and a boss. I'ma shine like gloss. I'm a bitch. I'm a boss.
Damn girlfriend. Already made king of all IP 2 queens. Ice Poseidon, bow down and take notes.
Aw, that was so nice. Thank you, Regina. That was a really nice donation to Kermit and Friends, which I really appreciate. No pressure, people, but we're having fun here. And I am going to go bowling. I'm going to go to meet this guy that I've already had a fight with named Tony. This is like my 6th Tony I've met through IRL. But I'm going to go to that hotel rooftop with Elaine. She's taking a shower now. I'm going to fix my left eyelash. But right now, let's listen to Wappy Flanker.
I love Wappy.
This life will turn you out. Sun's up, the demons know me. Speak in tongues. I've been dancing in the streets all day long, casting spells. The demons know me. When the lights go out, you know we're getting down. Live it up for now. This life will turn you out. High up in the clouds, never coming down. Live it up for now. This life will turn you out. Lights out, the spirits know me. Speaking tongues, I've been dancing in the moonlight all night long, casting spells. The spirits know me. When the lights go out, you know we're getting down. Live it up for now. This life will turn you out. High up in the clouds, never coming down. Live it up for now. This life will turn you out. Sun's up, the demons know me. Speaking tongues, I've been dancing in the streets all day long, casting spells. The demons know me. When the lights go out, you know we're getting down. Live it up for now. This life will turn you out. High up in the clouds, never coming down. Live it up for now. This life will turn you out. This life will turn you out. Live it up for now. This life will turn you out.
All right. So after this show, there's more excitement. Can you guys believe that? There can actually be more excitement today. Well, there's going to be a wrap-up show after this show with Wheezy. What should we talk about on there? Anybody have any ideas? Like Chris? Chris, do you have any ideas on what Wheezy should discuss on the Kermit and Friends wrap-up show?
No, I just want to say what's up. Remember I talked to you before when Andy was at WAPS. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, you're Wappy's friend, right?
Yeah. I live like a mile away from WAPS. I'm in Vegas and
I have terrific news for you. Me and Elaine are going to Vegas to record with Wappy sometime soon. So we'll meet you. We'll go on the strip. We'll do a bunch of fun things. We have a lot of trips planned. In fact, I need a calendar, Chris, really bad. I need a calendar. I'm going to a furry convention on Saturday. I don't know, but you seem like a very nice guy. Are you going to join us on the wrap-up show with Wheezy and Charmin and everybody else?
Well, nah, I got you now, you know. But no, like I want to say, can we get an Andy Dick update?
Andy Dick update is Andy Dick we're leaving alone right now. We're just gonna leave him be. He's fine.
Is he okay though? You know what I mean? Like, is he good? Like, fucking, I haven't heard much about him. Like, I love Andy Dick, man. I want to know what's going on. Yeah.
He's doing great. He's in somebody's mansion. Somebody's buying him food and drinks, and he's all. Yeah.
Okay.
Is that okay? Is that enough?
No, that's cool. It's just like, damn, that's cool.
Yeah, no, he's always been taken care of. Do not worry, Chris. Just stand by. Jimmy Rizzo, hello.
Hi there, Lisa. Lisa, let me tell you what's going on.
What?
You are doing rather well with the scene, looking at art and things like that with the land. Now the Johnny. No. Now the Johnny character, who maybe wants to meet you, he wants to meet you because you're doing rather well now. So I've noticed. And you get quite a lot of donations. So Mr. Johnny character, who Mr. Loverboy, Mr. mention no names. You know the old guy who used to be somebody in the 90s? That guy. Right, okay then. So what's going on now at the moment there? No, don't cut me off. I need to say something which is rather important. You'll find out, Lisa, that lots of people will come out of the woodwork and try and be your friend. And the guy with the beard is called O.J. Giza, who lives in Vegas. He's sort of a funny guy who maybe if you do go to Vegas, he would be good to meet, but he would be rather funny and weird when he gets a little bit drunk because O.J. Giza is a faggot. You know what it is, Lisa, right? O.J. Giza and the Tiller went to Washington, D.C., and O.J. Giza disrespected JFK Memorial at the place where he was shot. And I made a donation, and that donation is maybe, I think it's on my Jimmy Rizzo channel. I really don't know. Lisa, listen, maybe I can be a part of your show, but maybe when you get your act together and realize what you're doing, maybe you have donations and things going on now. Maybe Elaine and you and her are going out and being happy. Hey, it's a good thing. But you are growing there, Lisa, and people will want to leech and maybe hang on to you and maybe grasp you with little claws. And Elisa, man, you are friends on there. What's it called again? That funny place. Instagram.
What?
Elisa, I didn't say what, please. When you know, I like to talk about things. Now, Elisa, one other thing I wish to say to you is I'm not infatuated with you, but I would like to marry you. You know why? Because I want a green card to go to the United States of America. So can you provide that for me? The green card, Elisa.
Jimmy, I have to get to the wrap-up show. I'm so sorry.
Come on, Elisa, please.
Jimmy,
Will you marry me? Elisa, last and only question. Will you marry me for the green card, motherfucker? Please? Pretty please. And I would say pretty please with a cherry on the top.
I'm just going to call her. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, Kermit and Friends, how can I help you?
Yeah, hi, Lisa. This is Joe. How you doing?
Hey, Joe. Thanks for calling in.
Hi,
I wonder if
Weezy.
you heard Captain Contact this week talk about your Xanax problem that you have. Apparently, he's saying that you take Xanax every day.
I do not take Xanax every day. I have Xanax in my cabinet, and some people that I let stay in my apartment looked through my cabinets and saw a bunch of Xanax bottles, but they're like residual Xanax bottles that I haven't used, and it's just a fake rumor. It's just like fake news. And I'm sorry that someone is so angry at me out there that they want me to look like some like druggie, and that's really sad.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Guy seems like he's full of shit anyways, so I'm sorry to hear that, Lisa.
Thank you. Thank you. Should I accept Jimmy Rizzle's proposal? It seems like there's nothing in it for me, right?
Right. By the way, can you show your tits?
All right. I gotta go. I gotta go to a hotel right now, you guys. Everybody just leave me alone. Okay. I want to thank everybody so much for joining us. There's a Kermit and Friends wrap-up show right after the show. After that, I'm going to do IRL at a strange guy's hotel.
Hey, Elisa, Thank you for letting me back on, because I wanted to say that last caller, yes, the last caller, fuck you and fuck your mummy. Okay, because the last caller was talking shit. Okay, so the caller, if you want to be brave calling Elisa, why didn't you not call my show, you fucking cunt? And be a nice person to Elisa, because Elisa is a lovely person. She loves fucking everybody. Elisa is a little bit, she's a little bit sort of, keeps talking all the time.
I gotta go. Well, nobody understands this. I really have to go, Jimmy. I gotta go. I'm sorry. I have plans.
Hey, Jimmy Rizzo, you fucking fat, fucking retarded piece of fuck.
Okay. Everybody stop. I'm going to watch the wrap-up show with Wheezy in it and Charmin. Charmin, what are you guys going to talk about on the wrap-up show? I'm sure it's going to be very good.
You really never can tell what's going to happen at the wrap-up show. Hopefully we're going to talk about the two guests, but I think we're probably going to talk about Jimmy Rizzo's proposal and maybe a little bit about Andy and Wendy. The two Wendys is coming up for sure.
And also, what about our guests? They were so cool. You got to read this book. It's so good. I'm telling you, it's the best book.
Great guests, both of them, him and her. Excellent information. You're slaying this week, and it really is good advice from Jimmy. You need to be careful. Everybody's going to want to clomp onto you. You're just glowing right now.
Really? Oh my gosh, that's so nice. Thank you.
And I was happy to hear about your new eyebrows. They look lovely.
Yeah, the only problem is I tried to save money on my eyelashes and they are falling off. So I got to figure that out before I do my IRL today. But some news, Charmin.
Yeah.
You are not going to see me on Kermit and Friends at the end of the month, but you know where you are going to see me?
Where?
Florida. Surprise.
Yay. Have you figured it all out? Where are you going? Where are you going to be?
All right. So the plan
is
a
this. Surprise.
No. I can't do a surprise because I need help. I need your help and I need everybody's help. I have to go to South Carolina. I have to go to, so I'm going to South Carolina. I'm going to Tennessee. I'm going to Florida. I'm going to Seattle. I'm going to Maine and Vegas, Nevada.
Are you driving or are you flying? What?
I don't know.
Did you fly an RV?
I was thinking of asking Carl to drive me.
Oh, God. Did he get arrested again this week, like the second time in the last 2 months? Is that what's going on? I think you should avoid Carl. I
feel like Carl's my best bet for a ride right now.
At least in the New England area, right?
Yeah, and he's on the East Coast. Who knows? I don't know. I definitely need a ride because I hate flying. But you're gonna see me. But you're not gonna see me here. You're gonna see me in person, and I'm gonna stream the whole thing. Like, do you have any political events that I could stream?
Well, maybe things happen and they pop up quickly. So I'm sure the last week or two before the election, there's going to be all kinds of stuff. You know, the thing I did Friday just popped up on me and it was wonderful timing. And there's just always good things happening. I'm actually getting interviewed by a YouTube channel tomorrow called Ask the Politician. And it's a guy out of Ohio who decided he didn't have enough information about the politicians, so he started his own podcast and he's interviewing politicians from all over the country. So you guys should follow him because he might have interviewed somebody in your area.
Okay, great. Okay, so you're getting out there. I'm getting out there. We're going to meet. I'm going to figure it out. You're also going to see Charmin on the Kermit and Friends wrap-up show. That's directly after the show. Oh, is that Eric? Who is that? Sir? Hi. All right. I don't know who that is, but just join us on the wrap-up show because you're muted. Thank you so much for supporting Kermit and Friends, you guys. I feel blessed that people want to be on this show, that we have guests for the show. I'm always Kermit and Friends, no matter what I'm doing out there, no matter where you see me. My heart is in Kermit and Friends, and we love having people as guests on here. So if you want to be on the show, contact me, contact Leaf King, contact Wheezy, contact Charmin. We're all a family here. Billy John. I'm not sure if I'm meeting up with Billy John later. I don't know who I'm meeting up with. You never know because people cancel on me every day. Every single day, people are canceling on me. But if you want to show up where I'm at and ruin everything, that's fine too. Sir Alex, I just don't have time for you right now. After this show, Kermit and Friends wrap-up show, we're going to talk about everything on the show. This is Wheezy's show, you guys. He's a lot more organized than me. You need alerts. Shay, you should be coming with me on my little adventures. You need to be a part of this. Anybody that wants to be a part of our IRL that we do on the street, please reach out to me. Everybody is welcome. We have an open door policy. Thank you for supporting Kermit and Friends. Thank you for being on our Discord server. Thank you for being, on my YouTube channel, donating, supporting, sending us songs, sending us ideas. I just appreciate it all so much. This is the highlight of my life. Thank you for making my life great. And I'll see you next week on Kermit and Friends.
Show, guys.